So these theories will make you question everything. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check them out.
Hey Alexa, can the government spy on me through my device?
From Bartleby.com. The government, with a few clicks of a button, can watch what websites you go to, your text messages, even the pictures you sent to your grandmother last Christmas, without your knowledge of them doing so.
That's supposed to be sacred. Those pictures I sent to my grandma was supposed to be sacred, fam. Nah, I know I'm kidding around, but bro, that's scary. The click of a button, just a click, all the information they need about you. Text messages, emails, conversations, pictures, everything, bro. Scary.
Come on, man, there's no way that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are super secret government spies. What if I could connect both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to the CIA? Would that convince you? Oh yeah, sure. Are you gonna put... Come on, man, there's no way that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are super secret government spies. What if I could connect both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to the CIA? Would that convince you? Oh yeah, sure. Are you gonna put little strings on your wall to try and convince me? Yep. Let's start with Ben Affleck, who learned Spanish at the age of 13 in less than a year while filming in Mexico. He's got high SAT scores. He's studied Middle Eastern affairs in college. He's been black booked from the Hard Rock Hotel for suspicion of card counting, and he won the 2004 World Poker Tour. Seems like some...
Hey, I ain't mad at him. I know I like Ben Affleck for a reason, bro. Hey, counting cards, bro. Counting cards.
somebody that would fit the profile of a CIA operative. It's also interesting that the best man at Ben Affleck's grandparents' wedding was Tom Braden, an OSS operative who became the head of the CIA's Cultural Warfare Program, who was associates with S. Everett Gleason, whose son went to school with Ben Affleck's mother, Chris, who was recruited as one of 4 people in 1964 to teach at a college in Mississippi during the Civil Rights Movement as part of the Cultural Warfare Program. So, I guess he does have ties to the CIA.
Like, first of all, salute to this dude here for all the work he put in to tie all of this together, right? But I've often heard theories about actors being like linked to the CIA for some reason. Like, why do they have ties like that? Like, some people believe that most of Hollywood does. And that had to come from somewhere. So then when you see somebody break it down, like he about to give them a RICO charge or something like that. Like a RICO conspiracy or something, the way he got it on this board. Like, salute to him. I know that took some effort and time. But wow, Ben Affleck, huh? Now I'm never gonna be able to see him the same again. You know that, right? Neither of y'all.
He's the politician that was the Chinese spy.
Oh, yeah.
So funny.
Suspected Chinese spy reportedly slept with courted U.S. officials to gain intel. What was her name? Her name was Fang. Oh, it is Fang Fang. Wow. A.K.A. Christina Fang. Entered the U.S. through California as a college student in 2011. Spent the next 4 years wooing everyone from local politicals to U.S. congressmen. Wow. She allegedly worked with the direction of Chinese ultra-secret Ministry of State Security Spy Agency. Fang got close to his California Democrat Eric Swalwell. That's her right there? That's probably how you get by.
She looks regular.
By being regular.
Can't be too regular.
If you're a guy in the government and you meet a hot Russian lady, like, God, it's like meeting a shark when you're in the ocean.
Right.
Like, bro, they know how to get to you too, man. Send a beautiful woman who looks regular, and she just, like, you gotta start being skeptical, fellas. You know what I mean? Politicians, you gotta be skeptical. You be like, oh man, this is just happening too easy. Like, you know what I mean? This is too easy. Normally when something's too good to be true, it usually is. That's smart. That's savvy. That's wow. Wow. Did you look at her? Like, I imagine how many people she got. I know she got a lot of people, bro. They need to go get themselves tested. Because if she got a lot of people, then she probably got a lot of people. Let's just say it like that. They need to go get tested. Ugh.
Reed Thomason found out through an infrared camera accidentally that our iPhones are taking invisible pictures of us every 5 seconds. Check this out.
Wild and crazy Friday night findings. We just discovered, which we already knew, that your phone, an iPhone specifically, takes an infrared picture of you with your Face ID every 5-ish seconds. And we looked at it through an infrared camera, and it's pretty wild. Let's show you. Okay, have your home screen.
It's on the home screen.
Not touching anything.
No buttons.
Okay, infrared lens on the camera. Boom, there was 1. 2. That's so wild. Okay, cover the camera.
Okay.
Oh, there was another one. Okay, nothing. Oh, it's trying. It's taking pictures of your finger. Okay, move your finger. Ready? Boom.
This is something that we can't see with the naked eye.
I remember this clip, man, and I've been wary of, like, I try to put my phone away from me as much as possible, but bro, they could be doing it through this camera. I got another camera on top of my desktop. You got a camera on your, like, I mean, it's at this point, man, it's like that. You hear them talk about like eye in the sky or different things like that. It's some kind of way they can tap into all cameras, man. If they want to follow you, if you're walking down the street and they want to get a better or closer look up on you, they could probably tap into Ring doorbell cameras. They could probably tap into a store camera that they're using for security. They can tap into somebody's cell phone camera, maybe a camera to an ATM, something like that. Like, it's probably so many different ways, man, that we can't even fathom of what they can turn into a camera or a microphone. You know what I'm saying? I've heard about them tapping into your Wi-Fi or turning the little robot vacuum into some type of microphone. Like, it's crazy.
What are the different levels of disguise? What are the disguises?
Yeah, there's 3 levels of disguise by and large. Level 1 is what we also call light disguise. So that's essentially you put on sunglasses and a ball cap and that's a disguise. You look different than you normally look. So it's just different enough that someone who's never seen you before, someone who literally has to see you just from a picture on the internet, they may not recognize you. That's why you see celebrities walk around with ball caps and oversized jackets and baseball hats, because they just need to not look like they look in the tabloid or not look like they look in TV. That's level 1. Let me jump from level 1 to level 3. Level 3 is all of your prosthetics, all the stuff you see in Mission Impossible, your fake ears, your fake faces, your fat suits, your stilts inside your leg, your feet, all that's level 3. Whenever they make any kind of prosthetic disguise, that's a level 3 disguise, because prosthetics are very damning if you are caught with a prosthetic. If you're caught wearing a baseball hat and sunglasses, nobody's going to say you're a spy. But when you're caught with a custom-made, nose prosthetic that changes the way your face looks, or when someone pops out a fake jaw and they see that your top teeth don't look like they did in this prosthetic, then all of a sudden you've got some very difficult questions to ask or to answer. So level 3 is extremely dangerous. Level 1 is not dangerous. Level 2 is long-term disguise. Level 2 is all the things that you can do to permanently change the way you look for a long period of time, so that whether you're aggressed in the street or whether someone breaks into your hotel room or whatever, it's real. So maybe that's, maybe you get a tattoo. Maybe you cut your hair short. Maybe you grow your hair long. Maybe you go bald. Maybe you start wearing glasses. Well, glasses are technically a prosthetic, but if you have teeth pulled, if you gain 20 pounds, really gain 20 pounds or lose 15 pounds, whatever you might do, all of that's considered level 2.
You ever stop and ask yourself, why is this information coming out now? You know what I mean? Imagine though, you're not even CIA, you're just going to a random costume party for the night. And you dress up, you may use what they would deem a prosthetic or something like that to enhance your costume. And somebody's suspecting that you're a spy and you get pulled over and you had this stuff on you, but you're going to Like, whoa, could you imagine? Man, I'd be like, what are the odds? What are the odds, man? You know what I mean? But that's interesting. I wonder, do people get trained for stuff like that other than CIA members and stuff? Because you see different celebrities, they walk around with the hat, the sunglasses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I wonder were they taught by bodyguards or something like that who were previous CIA members or something like that. You know what I mean? Because you notice that with different celebrities, they'll put like when the mask came around in 2020, oh, celebrities love that because they could put the mask on and they could walk around and people wouldn't notice them. You know what I mean? But before that, I wonder if they got their tips and stuff from guys like this. Interesting.
Why wouldn't
You had it set up?
I was working on it, and they broke into my text messages. The NSA broke into my Signal account, which I didn't know they could do. I got a call from somebody in Washington who would know, just trust me, so I went up there for another reason, but this person said, you know, you're going to come to Washington anytime soon. This was a year and a half ago, and I was like, yeah, actually, I'm going to be up in a week. Meet me Sunday morning. So weird. So I go, and this person's like, and this is someone who would know, are you planning a trip to go see Putin? This was the summer before the war started. And I was like, how would you know that? I haven't told anybody. I mean, anybody. Not my brother, not my wife, nobody. And just because, you know, it's one of a million things you're working on, but that was one of them. I want to go interview. Why wouldn't I want to interview Putin? How would you know that? Because NSA pulled your text with this other person you were texting. How did you know that? Why wouldn't
You
I?
had it set up?
Yo, that's beyond scary. I wouldn't even want to do the job I'm doing anymore after you tell me something like that. That would like scare me so bad to where, no, I'm done with this. This is it. I need a career change. I need to move on with what I'm doing, man. That opens you to a world that you may not want no parts of, fam. That is scary and beyond. Yeah, I don't know how till this day, I would be looking over my shoulder worrying about, think about it. How do you go forward? Any text message I sent, I would be very intentional. I would be very cautious about what I say in text messages. It's almost like now you want to speak face to face, but shoot, you don't even know if the insects or the birds around you are drones. So you're worried about that. That could cause someone to become so paranoid. That right there alone. Like, you saw the way he was like, how did you know? How did you know that? Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm browsing the CIA website.
First of all, why are you browsing the CIA website? A little bit suspicious there, ma'am. Keep going.
And see this. Pause to read, but...
CIA at South by Southwest. Reps will be at South by Southwest this year to connect with attendees and share information about agency priorities as well as opportunities for growth and partnership. Nothing so far seems weird yet.
Why the fuck would the CIA go to South by Southwest to talk about growth and partnership opportunities with musicians?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Most of the time you hear about, that's where artists try to go get their break, their start. You know, hip hop artists, they were known to go out. I think that's out in like, Texas, right? South by Southwest, or is that something else? Am I thinking about something else? I could be thinking about something else. But yeah, if that's the same thing I'm thinking about, then yeah, that does seem a little bit suspicious. Why are y'all here, huh? Are y'all looking into certain artists? Are y'all looking at something y'all are doing?
The CIA has developed a robot dragonfly and catfish to spy on all of us.
Catfish?
This fish, it looks a little bit not real, if I have to be honest. I'm sorry, CIA. I know you worked really hard, but this is not super convincing. That looks like a goldfish cracker. So the CIA says very convincingly that it's there to check water samples and give us information about all the plant life down there and the fish life, but we all know as soon as you get into that ocean, it's spying on you. CIA has also created a dragonfly to spy on you called an insectothopter. So if a swarm of dragonflies ever comes up to you, then you know it's the CIA.
Oh.
I mean, you can try to run, but they fly, so they're probably going to be much faster than you are.
That is correct.
The CIA...
That's what I was saying earlier. Insects, birds. There's no telling what could be potentially some type of spying device, listening device, or whatever. You just don't know these days, man. I think that movie spooked me when I saw them do, I want to say it's called Eye in the Sky, but like I said earlier, I don't know for sure. But when I seen them do that kind of stuff, I was like, yo, you know they have the ability, right? And now with drone technology and being able to make things look like animals, you wouldn't think twice about a fish coming up in water and just moving around in the water and stuff like that. It might seem a little bit odd seeing them break the water like that and do different things. You know what I mean? Different breaking patterns, but you probably continue with what you were doing, talking loud and whatever, because you're thinking you're by yourself. You're not really paying attention to the fish, and they know that. Like, these jokers are smart. Smart.
You know how they say some of the biggest secrets are hidden in plain sight? I have a theory about spyscapes in New York City. Also, I live in New York City and I've literally never been there. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just have a theory about it. They always advertise and they're like, it's a secret spy place. It's a real spy place. And what if it is? Part that's open to the public isn't, obviously. What if you go downstairs or there's like a secret area to it that leads to like classified information or like actual stuff about actual spies? New York's a really central place. I feel like, I know it's not Washington, but I don't think that's like horribly far-fetched. It could literally be right under our noses. Like no one would ever know. And people would, do you see what I'm saying here? I don't know if I'm onto something. I've never been.
See, things that make me think about this, right? Like, down places in New York, there are a lot of things that are either above ground that have like little secret little rooms and different things attached to it, and below ground. You know what I mean? And one familiar thing, like we was down, when I was younger, I used to try to sell like knockoff purses and stuff like that, right? We go down Canal Street, buy them, bring them back down here, down to Georgia, and try to sell them for a profit. Just a kid trying to figure out ways to make some extra money. Didn't really know what I was doing. You know what I mean? What made me nervous one time was, you know what I mean? Because they wasn't supposed to be selling them and doing different things and going in there and getting them. You would go through these little small rooms and trap doors they had and stuff like that. And then when you step back and you look at New York as a whole and all these big skyscraper buildings and different places like that, you start thinking like, how many buildings have these trapped rooms and underground little locations and stuff? And we just walking, just being tourists and just, you know, just walking around and just being clueless and looking at the city and the lights and everything and the bright things that are taking your mind off and distracting you from seeing other things that are taking place behind the scenes. That's the part that you'd be like, you'll sit around and you start to be like, whoa.
Y'all thought I was lying about the squirrels, right? Government spy drones. This squirrel is obviously charging on this power outlets.
Charging?
Y'all thought I was lying about the squirrels, right?
Charging? Charging. Squirrel charging. That's nuts to even think about, fam. But now it's in my brain and I'll never be able to look at a squirrel on a power line the same again. I'm going to automatically think either this squirrel is doing pull-ups or he's charging. One or the other.
I want to show you this clip and see what you think. This is a former CIA director who's now on television.
If we're going to make a prediction for 2023, I'd say we're going to see a terrorist attack.
A lot of people compare this ex-CIA director to the Smokey Man from the X-Files TV show.
Against a Western interest somewhere in the world.
He was the CIA director when Snowden had to flee to another country after revealing information that the government was spying on you.
Terrorism has always waxed and waned.
He once argued against the word torture because he said it has a negative connotation.
It has always gone up and down.
Same individual when he's younger. During 9/11, this is him next to George W. Bush, Can you imagine what was on that phone call and what that guy was saying to him?
And I think it's starting to bounce back again.
I want to show you this.
So tell me this though. If a CIA agent or once CIA agent tells us, yo, this could potentially happen in 2023. And we think this and we think that. What's stopping me from thinking that you're not behind it? Especially if it happens and it happens the way you're saying it. You know what I mean? I'm either going to think, okay, they had some really good intel, really, really good intel, or B, they were behind it. What do y'all think? Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of looking at you a little bit funny from now on.
Might want to keep your eyes out in this area over here outside of Wilmington. We've got 3 that just scrambled. We've got the 2 Harrier jets out of the Marine Corps, and we've got the Tiger supersonic fighter jet, nicknamed Sniper. They're out here looking for something. Maybe it's another balloon, maybe it's something else, but it's definitely an area of interest right now, and they, like I said, have just scrambled about 20 minutes.
I don't know, that could be something else. I don't know. What do y'all think that is? Maybe somebody who knows or who deals with this. You know what I mean? They may come out and be like, that's just they're out there doing their normal routine habit or training or something like that.
They'll put a student out here who's actually working for the PLA for their intel operations, and they'll put him out as an undergrad. And then they'll go to school, and they'll get good grades, and they'll go to grad school, and then they'll get a job, and they'll get another job, and then 30 years down the line, it may pay off. But they're willing to make that investment. They'll put a student out here.
Wow. They will go at great lengths to use someone as an undercover spy. And they'll make it look super legit. Student, any type of thing, man. Imagine that. Maybe somebody you went to college with was an actual spy. You befriended that person, and then after college, you never heard from them again, and you wonder why. And then one day they just show up on TV. That would freak me out.
In late 1944, reports of mysterious and slow-moving flying objects began cropping up across the Pacific Northwest in the United States. Sightings were often followed by a whistling sound and unexplained explosions. It was a puzzle for local authorities, who initially feared that Japanese aircraft were somehow reaching the U.S. mainland and dropping bombs with parachutes. Why the Japanese would target random forests was not known. It was not until one of these unusual objects came crashing down intact that the U.S. military finally understood what they were up against. The device was a new kind of weapon, sent all the way from Japan. It was a discovery so startling at the time that the U.S. government asked American news not to report it to the public.
History. Well, they always tell you history is doomed to repeat itself. And in 2023 or the end of 2022, whenever it was, I think it was the beginning of 2023, what do we see again? Spy balloons. So now you're telling me 1942, it's happening again in 2023. History is doomed to repeat itself, man. That scary within itself. I need to know what happened, what took place, what was the theories back then, so we can know what we're possibly dealing with here in the future. Listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of these theories. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.